Hi, Joe Kelly here. This is a question I have for everyone out there. When have we gone from wanting to have this companion pet dog to having like a feral dog that lives in our home? There seems to be a real culture change lately where we've gone from wanting a dog to be social with people and be very good and come with us everywhere and be under control and just interacting with the family and us and interacting with you, to a dog where you wanted us to have dog friends and play in a dog park and doggy daycare and just play with dogs all the time, and I want them kind of obsessed on dogs, and then just robots at the end where they just kind of conk out and sleep and that's it. It's a very strange thing for me coming from Ireland and coming from a family that's always had dogs, and dog training's been in my family for generations. They've had various different working dogs for different aspects and things like border collies for herding and various different like cattle and sheep and pigs and ducks and goats and everything sort of thing, and then like working terriers for hunting and other aspects. So there's also been a very big shift in this, having these like really nice mixed breeds, mixed breed dogs that were like family pets that were great for that too. Breeds that never really been designed to be pet dogs. You've got the likes of Akitas, who are very difficult to read because of the culture they kind of come from, and they're bred also to hunt bears and hunt big game, and they've also been used for dog fighting as well. So they're a very powerful breed. And they're not for the average pet owner. If you're a dog enthusiast and you're going to do sports, doing activities with it, then of course you can get a breed like that and work and do it. But if you're just a regular pet owner that just wants a family dog for companionship and that, it's not the breed you really want. Then you've got like Rhodesian Rizbacks as well as another breed that I think is not really a good family pet in my opinion. Again, they're bred for hunting. They're hunting lions, and they're a big, powerful breed. So again, they're not really designed to be a family pet, just for the average pet owner, in my opinion. So it's very confusing that we've gone from wanting companion dogs, and that's a key word, is companion, where they're a companion for you, that you want them to be with you, you want to do things with them, interact with them, bring them different places, and long gone are the days, sadly, where when I was a kid, I used to go down to my granddad and we used to go to the local pub, and you'd see all the farm dogs there, and there'd be a water bowl and dogs to be chewing away on bones and various different pieces of meat and that. No aggression shown between the dogs or anything like that. All just relaxing with their farmer, with their owner, whoever had them like that. That's not a scene anymore. You don't even see families like in beaches or going out together and you got the family dog there or anything like that. A lot of times you see dogs that are going crazy on the lead, and you've got a lot of leash reactivity these days where dogs are so revved up to see another dog. When they see it, they're going crazy on the lead, and it just gets them in such an overly aroused state that if they ever do come and meet on a lead, that's where you're going to have a clash. You might have an aggressive display. Excuse me. So I don't think that's a very good a good future that we're kind of building for the dogs. A lot of that leash reactivity is coming from the dogs playing too much with other dogs in that way, and not enough basic training with the people and getting more of that companion mentality with them. The other thing that I don't allow with my own dogs personally, I know there's going to be a lot of controversy about this, but I don't let dogs meet on lead. They've got very little option when they're meeting on lead. If they want to get out of a situation, a lot of times they can't really get out because they're restricted by that lead. And a lot of owners try to force it, and that's when your dog will react, and that's when then they can get very fearful on the lead, and when the dog comes in a certain radius, they will be reactive in that way. And a lot of trainers from all around the world have noticed a huge increase in leash reactivity, and I think one of the big things is dogs are not companions for people anymore. They're companions for other dogs. Like, your dog doesn't need dog friends. I think that's a big misconception, and I know there's going to be a lot of trainers out there and other people that are going to be going crazy with that kind of statement. But this is just my own personal opinion. Everyone's entitled to it, and I will take constructive criticism or opinions on it. I don't think there's any need for negative responses out there. There's too much negativity in the world in the first place. But I just think that we need to be more careful in the way we're interacting with dogs these days. As in, I can take all my dogs to a dog park and all they want to do is interact with me. I can tell them to go play and they might go play with the other dogs. But a lot of dog fights and a lot of issues are now developing from dogs. I think over socialization is the incorrect word, but let me see, what was the right word? Over too much play interaction with other dogs. And I can't really, I'm sure people might come up with a better word or analogy for it, but they're just playing too much with other dogs and not enough with people. So they're spending so much time playing with other dogs, and sometimes they're not playing with the appropriate dogs. A dog park is a very mixed bag of dogs that you get. You get a lot of people bringing reactive or aggressive dogs or fearful dogs into it, trying to socialize them. They see TV programs where they see packs of dogs and they see these dogs that are going crazy and have got lots of issues, and they bring them into group setting and then changes it. People have to remember that a lot of that is TV, a lot of that is edited, a lot of that is set up. And it's not always the case, and it's done by a professional, a lot who knows what they're kind of doing. For the average pet owner who doesn't read body language like professionals do, that can be a huge issue, because that's when you can have a lot of dog fights, a lot of issues. The other thing that I've noticed a lot is a lot of puppies in all the daycares that I've worked in, and a lot of the dog parks I've observed, and a lot of play groups, just dogs interacting, is when the puppies are socialized really early with dogs for like excessive amounts of time. So if the dog is going to daycare like 4 or 5 times a week, then the puppy develops like to be a real tough and take no shit sort of puppy. While that's good in certain ways, it also is bad, because now the dog thinks it can do what it wants. It's seen everything that other dogs have done practically, so then it thinks, all right, well, I've got to get this dog before it gets me sort of attitude. And then they can become quite a bully themselves, and then they can actually, I've heard of a lot of cases where you can actually become dog reactive or dog aggressive in that way, because they might have incidents happening very early. So I think dog parks and daycare too soon or too excessive can actually be detrimental to the puppy. I've seen a lot of them, especially with a lot of the bloody breeds. I've seen a lot of bad behaviors end up from that in that way. It can happen with any breed. So what I'm urging a lot of people out there to do is, let's get out there, get interactive with our dogs more. They can have certain dog friends, but it's not necessary. But the most important thing is that they're playing with people and playing with you. There's so much fun you can do. There's like, you got great tricks programs like the Do More With Your Dog program, where you can get a nice little dog title on your dog and have initials behind a name. That's a lot of fun. I like doing that myself. A lot of tricks you can show off, and you can get your dog to be a therapy dog so they can go and help people and bring a smile back to people's life. I've done therapy work back in Ireland, and it's a very beneficial kind of thing, and it helps out a lot. There's all like just having really high basic level training is always fun. There's so much games you can do. There's so much dog sports you can do. There's so many places you can go and have fun with your dog, like, you know, swimming, you know, at the beach. One of my clients, they've trained their dogs to surf, and he just loves. All he wants to do is get up on the board, and loves that kind of interaction. There's so many dog sports out there if you look for it. There's so many activities you can do. Let's get out there. Let's get training our dogs to a much higher standing, because I don't want, and I'm sure a lot of people don't want, a day to come where then dogs are just, you've got to have, you can only see them in zoos, and this might sound extreme, but there's more and more dogs and more restrictions, bans being put on dogs these days than there ever is. In a lot of places, you can't have your dog off lead, and there's a lot of restrictions and different things. So we need to make sure that we train dogs to the highest standard possible. Get out there and train your dog. There's so much good trainers out there. There's so many good programs. There's so many good information websites like Dog Star Daily with Ian Dunbar. There's so many good YouTube people to kind of watch, like there's Zach George, who makes things a lot of fun. There's so many good books, like John Rudgeon is, as I said before, as my opinion, is the best dog expert out there. You've got Cara Sundance's 101 Tricks, you've got all her DVDs. There's so much more we can do out there, with so much more access to different things. So I just urge people to make dogs a little bit more focused on interacting with you, their owner, and people in general, getting them that bond and relationship built, rather than going from having these feral dogs that always want to do is play with dogs all day and they don't really care about humans, and they can actually be really good playing with other dogs, but then can be very fearful and even aggressive with people. And I don't think that's what we want. We can have a guest coming in the house and the dog's going ballistic barking because it's fearful, but if they brought a dog in, all they want to do is play in that. So I know there's a lot of controversial things I said. If anyone has any questions on it, you can ask me. Just make sure you keep it positive. As I said, I can take constructive criticisms very well, but I just don't think that there's a need for negativity. So please keep your negative comments to yourselves, please. And just get out there, have fun with your dogs. And then for the trainer friends of mine and dog enthusiasts, go out there and help people, get them training, get them in different things, get the training more fun. Let's put the fun back into dog training. We've lost that aspect. Please put more fun into training. So thanks very much for listening. I hope this was informative and useful. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.